Evening, friend. Welcome to the Hushed Candle Inn and Tavern. My name's Rezla. I'll be your barkeep for tonight. So, what can I get you? I have drinks for the weary and food for the hungry. A room and a meal, eh? Well, rooms run at about 1 gold a night. It does come with a complimentary meal. How does that sound? Wonderful. Well, I see your friend has already stormed off into their room. Well, for you then, what will you be having to eat? I have old family recipes, including my mother's chicken noodle soup, steak au poivre, the like. You'll have the noodle soup? And what about to drink? A fine choice. Well, I'll just get that for you. I'll be back in a moment. So, here we are. A bowl of soup and your drink. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what brings you to this part of Izalith? You're looking to be an adventurer. Why am I not surprised at that notion? Well, you and your friend kind of just wandered in the middle of the night, dressed, well, let's just say not noble-like. Where are you from, friend? The capital. I see you've bought into the whole hubbub of Izalith being a city full of adventurers. You're not entirely wrong, I'll be honest. So, have you signed up at the Adventurers Guild yet? Gotten yourself an official writ that states you're an adventurer? Well, I suggest you get that done rather quickly. Being part of the guild doesn't necessarily deny you from any other jobs. It just adds certain benefits, and they get their commission off the quest and monthly payments you have to handle. It's always strange from what I hear from other adventurers. They just happen to pluck a gold from your satchel without you even noticing. Magic users, am I right? But please, I'll just be here polishing glasses if you need anything. Feel free to enjoy your meal. Say, if you don't mind me interrupting, I actually did have a job that I was hoping to get done. Now, of course, you could always go to your job board and check there, but like I mentioned, a 20% commission by the guild doesn't do me or you any favors. Now, it's a rather simple job, and if we cut out the middleman, I'm sure we'll both be happy. How does that sound? Wonderful, wonderful. Well then, to summarize, I was supposed to get a cask of ale, a couple of casks really, delivered to me a couple of weeks ago. Some pretty artisanal stuff, if you ask me. It's for the more elite clientele that show up at the town. The strange thing is, it never showed up, no courier either, to notify me that the package was delayed. Of course, I contacted the supplier, but you know how snail mail is around here. And sending spells don't exactly come in cheap. You know how stingy those priests are nowadays. So I was hoping to request a few adventurers, and I was going to go to the job board, but hey, you're already here, so that saves me one step and a couple of gold. Really, the path that this courier usually takes is just down the main trail into Izalith. Though I wouldn't be surprised if he got ambushed in the forest by a bunch of bandits. Who knows what is out there. It's awfully dangerous now, despite being peaceful with no wars and whatnot. So, how does that sound? Yes, payment of course. Well, I don't necessarily have too much gold I can part with. Running an inn isn't exactly cheap, but I do have this here bag of jewels. A adventurer traded me these for a couple of nights' rest a while back. The general store wouldn't take them, but I'm sure if you're planning to travel around town adventuring, you'll find someone who's willing to take these off your hands for a hefty sum. I'm no jeweler, but I'd say this is probably 100 gold worth. They're good for spellcasting, if you're that type, or just pawning off. How does that sound then? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I'm always eager to work with greenhorns that are looking to get stuff done. And I'd say this is certainly safer than hunting for goblins out in the forests. You know how dangerous goblins are, and they're often underestimated. It's unfortunate, really. Too many people lose their lives to goblins. Say, if you don't mind me prying, why'd you choose to be an adventurer? Well, that's a noble enough cause, I suppose. It's a dangerous profession after all, but really, in the end, you're just kind of a handyman, if you will. Traveling town to town, solving people's problems, risking your lives. I guess you gave up stability for a life of freedom. Well, as for me, I was born in Izalith, work in Izalith, probably die in Izalith. My voice? Oh well, it's a long story really, but I've made foolish mistakes when I was younger, before the inn of course. There was a hag that showed up in town. I somehow managed to irritate it, and I was cursed by it to never be able to speak louder than what I'm doing right now. I would have gotten a remove curse, but it seems this hag is a bit more powerful than the usual witch. Though I'm certainly that one day an adventurer will take out that witch. I'm not asking you to do it, of course. That hag is far more powerful than, I would say, most adventurers in this town, to be honest. You'd be surprised how many adventurers go off around here, hoping to learn the secrets of the shrines to the south and unlock their mystical powers. I'd say it's been 1,000 years and still no one has figured it out. Interesting, really. But I see you finished your meal. Why don't I just take that bowl off you? You feel free to enjoy the drink. All done for tonight? Well, I'll show you to your room then. Really, it's just the one your friend took. Here we are. Of course, breakfast is served every morning. We have a selection of different pea meal, dried meats, eggs, and rye bread. How does that sound? Wonderful. Well, I hope you get a good night's rest, and I will see you tomorrow morning then.